Funny how that happens.
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear your dog.
Yeah,
Aww.
Coco's here, Miles is here, my girls are here, Colleen's here, everybody's here. We're
Aww.
lined up. Let's make this happen. We're live.
Let's make this happen. All right.
What's
Very
going on?
exciting. I like you're wearing purple. Purple's the color of the day. All right. I've been learning a lot from you, Mr. Meltzer. And it's really awesome because I notice that when I start to have to replay your answers to me over like 3 or 4 times, I know I'm getting better because my vibration is getting higher. So I appreciate that I'm having to, anyway. My question to you is about being a ferocious Buddha. And I've noticed that not in terms of stop, drop, and roll, but like how you are with people. I see that you can bring out your ferociousness when needed. And you also are an empath and you have that Buddha about you. So how is the best way to tap in?
It is a matter of understanding I can't give what I don't have. So empathetic side of me trusts everyone, likes everyone, forgives everyone, is gracious for everyone. But in the end, I'm accountable for living here at this vibration. So I'm going to vet you. And I think there's this transition that I made that I can be a Buddha, loving, whatever, but I'm not helping you or me if I'm not asking hard questions. Mm-hmm. If I allow you to take advantage of me, manipulate me, oversell me, back end sell me, cheat me, if I allow you to do that, I'm not helping you or me. And so also, if I'm trying to help other people to learn, or help other people and empower them to learn, or help other people by empowering them a lesson by, even perturbating them, then that's the ferocious side of it. It's like, I know you don't want to hear this, but you didn't do it's just, and I try to keep it unemotional and factual, but it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt their feelings. It doesn't mean it doesn't come across like, whoa, I've never seen David, just straight out, say something that isn't, so warm and gentle and, positive. But in my respect, I think it is positive that I know what those type of comments and lessons have done for my life to help me become who I am. But I'm not going to let people take advantage of me or allow people, because I'm accountable. So I'm going to ask hard questions and make statements that, may not be aligned with what people perceive as, a Buddha, so soft.
Yes. And I guess that just comes with practice, to practice that state of.
Yeah, getting comfortable, it's like anything else. You test the waters. Whoa, that worked. And I've had people fire me, coaching clients because I told the truth. And in fact, I'll even have a big joke because sometimes I'll get off a call and I'll call her. I said, just so you know, so-and-so is going to be calling you and telling you they want to break, because I don't think they're ready to hear what I told them.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like,
yes.
But I felt, that I don't want to take their money if I wasn't going to help them. And a lot of times, look, I've had people come back 2 years later and say, look, I do have to be honest. I was really pissed off for what you said to me. Now it all makes sense. I'd like you to coach me again.
Yeah. Yes. Well, in this stemmed from Ricky Speet's conversation with you on IG, and he said, you got mad at him, or you were ferocious with him. So that was partly of this question, how he responded so well. So next super fast piece of this question, then, how do you not go overboard ferocious? Because I have a fear that when I get angry, I get like angry, and then it goes overboard, and then how do you bound that in?
When I'm ferocious, I'm not angry.
Oh, right. Good point. Right.
I'm not angry when I'm ferocious. Now, if I'm angry, then I stop, drop, and roll. So if I feel anxiety, worry, resentment, guilt, frustration, anger, judgment, I identify it and I stop, drop, and roll. But when I'm being ferocious, most of the time, my voice is stern, but I'm not angry at all. My emotions are completely attached, but I'm stating something that I know most likely will trigger an ego-based conscious response.
Right.
It's called, if you read Marshall Thurber, it's called perturbation. Sometimes you have to perturb a situation in order to get growth. You have to rake the
yeah.
soil. You just can't let it go. So the ferociousness a lot of time is utilizing Thurber's social deviance of perturbation. I'll perturbate a situation. I'll make it uncomfortable. I'll rake the land so I can plant a seed. And sometimes the land's not ready to be raked. And I'm going to hurt somebody's feeling or trigger an ego-based response of defensiveness or resentment or offense or guilt or other things, but I can't control the way you feel.
No.
Right? Like I could tell you, I think your glasses are beautiful, but if you're insecure, not sure if you like your glasses, and why are you being sarcastic? Have you ever went and like truly, complimented someone? Like, why are you being sarcastic? Don't make fun of me. I'm like, I wasn't making fun of you, you insecure freak. Now I'm doing it, right? So it's happened a lot. It happened to me last night at family dinner, and I literally wanted to get like 3 tiny messages across to my girls. One of them needs to turn the lights off. One of them needs to be quiet when they get home at 2 a.m. And the other one needs to clean their room. Those are the ground rules if they want to live here this summer. And they all have to do the dishes. It turned into a nightmare, right? Because they are so sensitive to making sure that, they love their life. They love our family, and they felt offended that they weren't seen as perfect children, that I actually had some constructive things for them to do. And it turned into a whole bunch of messy things that were being articulated to me. And I'm like, whoa, I'll repeat myself. I'll wait till you guys calm down, but I want you to turn the lights off, you to clean your room, and you to be quiet at 2:30 in the morning. From all of them at one point, it's like, I get straight A's. I'm a great, well, I know, but I still want you to clean your effing room. Sorry, I get it. You got great grades and you don't get in trouble and you're beautiful and smart and wonderful, but you're also a pig, and I don't want to live with a pig. Feel me?
Right. I do.
This Buddha.
Yes. Super helpful. And I'm so glad these are recorded because I totally have to listen to it again.
Send it to my daughters as well. All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Cool. Awesome. B-Rod. What's up, Brian?
What's up, Dave? How's it going?
I hope someday to be as rich as your name. That's all I know.
Me too, Dave. Me too.
That's awesome.
So I'm brand new to the group. Very excited to be here. I have so many questions for you. I have so much, and I felt like it's only fair to not inundate you with all these questions. My real question is, where should I begin? Right? I've gone like down the rabbit's hole. I've been watching your YouTube videos, Instagram, the library of these recorded ones, the sales guide stuff. Help me figure out like what is the best place to begin so that I feel like I've done the prep work to really be on the same page with you as far as like, okay, now I can understand and speak your language.
Yeah, you're not going to find outside of you what you don't find inside of you. So the 5 daily practices are where people should start. I want people to get into the aggregate effect of knowing your what every day. And even if it's a minimum of 10 minutes a day, 7 days a week, just briefly going by what do I want today, personally, experientially, giving and receiving, who can help me and who can I help? How am I going to get it done? Looking at what I planned, what I don't have planned in my sleep, prioritizing by those what, who, and how, what's most important versus what I think is urgent. And then applying some sort of why, motivation and inspiration, some sort of why, applying that by practicing any fear, shifting your paradigm of, okay, I know I am healthy, I am happy, I am wealthy, I am worthy. What am I doing according to my what, my who, my how, and my now to interfere with what I know I am? And if you practice that for 1 week, 7 days, and I'll have Colleen send Brian Rothschild the 5 daily practices just so you can put check marks next to it for 7 straight days, minimum 10 minutes a day. That's all I'm asking. That's where I want you to start. And then all the things, the seeds that have been planted by me and others will come and start growing in your mind. And you'll start, oh, I see what that means. Oh, I'm making differences in my awareness, my vibration, my frequency, my relationships, my job, my abundance. I see, well, I feel better. It's amazing how what I see has changed. The meaning of what I see has changed, all because I started these practices.
Cool. That's awesome.
All right. We'll send that right out to you. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave. Looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We love you. Thanks.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Cool. All right. Talking about getting straight A's. I got my straight A. Ashley Armstrong, how are you?
I'm good, and I feel so bad that I haven't been around for the last 2 weeks. Shit has really hit the fan in my life, but I'm so
Feeling
grateful
bad makes no one feel good.
Well, I'm just so grateful that you're always here for us no matter what, and we can just tap right on in. And so, hi, how are you doing?
Awesome.
And it's more of an ask, but also a tell. So some of the projects I've been working on, one of them I haven't really disclosed to you just yet. And one of the other partnerships that I have is we are carbon advisors for the most part, and we help identify risk and assessments for organizations to help them become carbon neutral. And so what I would love to talk to you about, and hopefully I can get on a call with you with my team, because of course, the entertainment industry has a huge consumptions of emissions for one single movie, but we know the impact and footprint in the live sports arena spaces is even larger. And we know that, right at this very moment in time, sports brands are starting to get pressured to be able to find ways to reduce their energy usage. And in some cases, it's mandatory to find carbon neutral initiatives that are being placed on manufacturers as well as brands, but it's now moving into the sports arena as well. And it already is mandated all across Europe, all the way to Australia. And of course, that's going to bleed over into the US. And so, of course, doing an assessment of like the team transportation, their facilities, their products they're using, so on and so forth, should be done and audited. And based on that audit and that footprint assessment, we can be able to give them direction on what they can do themselves. And then whatever they can't do themselves, we can provide them ways where they are able to purchase ways to offset their carbon imprint. Because right now, what companies are doing, as I'm sure you already know, is they're relying on the carbon credits in the exchange. But there's only so many. And when they run out, what are you going to basically do at that moment in time? So I'd love to see if we can get on a call to kind of dive into what I'm saying here in a little bit more clarity, because I know we have lineups of people, because every single team and director and stadium, they all have sustainability directors and VPs that are looking to improve their supply chain and offset their carbon footprint for the most part. And at the same time, there's also a hole in the market where you're able to use this strategy to form other streams of revenue to get upfront funding for their projects. And it's crazy because the government's involved and everything else along those lines. So my question to you is does that make sense? And is that something that you'd be willing to have a call with me and my business partners?
Yes, it makes sense. Yes, I'd be more than happy to help. You're missing one question, though, that would have saved you a ton of time.
Okay.
Which is, what are you doing today in sports events with carbon footprints or carbon credits or carbon whatever?
Right.
What do you like about it?
Right into it.
What do you like about it? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? And would it help you if I introduce you to our team that does consulting in this space?
Oh, my
so
gosh.
You gave us a perfect example of real life. No, don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. So first of all, I've been working in this space for over a decade. Go look up a company called Sterling Planet, a guy named Mel Jones. So I've been working with them for years to head this type of activity in the United States. We formed the Sporting Green Alliance, which is specific to these types of initiatives. And so I want to use this because this is, the business sales group as an example of what
don't screw it up, people. Don't do what Ashley did.
Follow your features and benefits. And these calls can be much easier, like real sales calls, when we remember the template. Tell me, what are you doing today?
What do you like about it? What do you don't like about it?
What did it help you? What did it help you with? But nonetheless, I adore you. I love you. And of course, I'll help you. And thank you for allowing us to have a real example for people to learn from.
Yes, I'm so sorry. And I'm so grateful that I could be an example. Don't make my mistake, everybody.
No sorries. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. We're all learning. So thank you for being a great example.
You are amazing. Love you. Mwah. Bye.
Bye. All right, cool. From one angel to the devil, Damien, my man, what's up?
What is up, DM? How are you?
From one DM to the next. I'm amazing.
Right? There you go.
Very cool.
How was your week? Good?
Well, considering I went from New Orleans to Cabo, how can I complain, right?
You cannot. We wouldn't let you.
One graduation of a college senior to 5th grade graduation. So there's another way to look at it. Just my life is blessed, and this is just a culmination of the blessing by meeting all of you guys. So thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah. Well, back at you.
Cool.
Hey, okay. So really quick, I've been taking your advice on the 1 DM a day. I got invited to a podcast. So that was phenomenal. It'll be my first podcast here. I'm meeting with him on Friday, and then we'll do it in a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
Okay. But my question to you is, what is the fastest way for me to find out what my resistance is? I have been consistently doing a lot of things. I have a list that I work on every day for work. I have my meditation I do every day. I write down my goals every day. I read every day. So all of these things I know are going to add up, but where is it and how fast can I find my own resistance?
Yeah. So identifying the triggers and codifying what they are is the first step to reducing, dissolving, and dissipating the interference that you're creating or the resistance that you're creating. So certain people will be triggers for you that create negative energy or resistance, certain ideas, TV shows, podcasts that come to you. And then, of course, we have the most obvious, which are the way you feel, the needs that you feel. So, for me, I know one that I fight still today is the need to be offended. That creates so much resistance in my life. And so whenever I feel offended, I stop and I identify it. I used to write it down, and then I'd put a check mark every time it happened again, or I've done rubber bands where someone taught me you could train yourself not to be offended by every time you feel offended to snap your wrist.
Yeah.
That didn't work. I still feel offended. So now my journey is like, how little amount of time from the time I identify I'm offended to getting back to not being offended to center. But the first step is to identify the people, ideas, and the needs that create negativity or resistance in your life, interference, I call it, and just write it down and see which ones are most prevalent in your life so that you can keep making it easier to identify and to recognize, recollect, remember, remind yourself, this is not the mindset I want to be in. So I'll wait till I get in the right mindset to move.
Gotcha. Okay. Stop, drop, and roll then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But practice identifying it and writing it down. Okay.
Okay. Do you have time for one more?
Yeah.
Goals. I write down my goals every day. I'm trying to hone it in. I've stole your purpose to have a lot of fun, make a lot of money, help a lot of people. I love that. It's condensed. It's to the point, and I'm trying to do that with my goals. So, for example, I wanted to buy a truck cash. I eliminated it by saying I want to make no less than this much a month. And now I don't need to write down the goal. So how many goals at one time should I be working on, or does it matter?
So first, I love this world because you've shifted from having a goal to a milestone.
Yeah.
Right. I want a minimum of this. I want to double the amount of money I make as fast as I can. These are milestones that you're going past. Like you've already achieved it. You're just going past it. So the language of milestones is so much better than goals. I'm a big fan of loading up as many milestones as I can, as long as I stay out of the anxiety zone. So the bigger question is, right, can I recognize when I'm in the anxiety zone compared to the learning zone, compared to, which isn't your problem, the comfort zone where you're doing nothing, right? Most people that are in this group have the difficulty of doing too much because they haven't identified where the anxiety zone is. So keep on loading up as many milestones as you can until you feel anxious, and then drop down one milestone until you get back into the learning zone, where the learning zone expands, the anxiety zone constricts. So if you stay in the anxiety zone, you're gonna be able to do less and less and less. If you stay in the learning zone, you'll be able to do more and more and more. In fact, the learning zone, if you stay in it, will soon become your comfort zone. What used to be your anxiety zone will soon become your learning zone, and far reaching will become a new anxiety zone where you can go ahead and drop one off. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Keep DMing, DM.
You too, man. Thank you, brother.
All right. Take care. Thanks. Juan, ¿qué pasa?
Hey,
amigo? Ven aquí.
bueno, yo estoy bien. It's great to see
Muy
you
bien.
again, David, from last week, first time. And my question for you this week is, what was the one thing that you didn't know about the sports marketing industry that you wish somebody would have told you prior to entering this industry?
You know, for me, it was that the relationship with the athlete is the least important part. I came from the agency side, so I thought that in the marketing world that it all was driven, since I knew all the Hall of Famers or LeBron James or whatever, that the marketing deals, that's not, those guys are bug lights. The real people that you want to meet are the CEOs of the Fortune 500 companies, the one that holds the purse strings, because if you hold the purse strings, you can build a relationship with any athlete. Trust me, you have enough money, I can get you sat down with LeBron James, right? And I used to focus in on, well, I have a relationship with LeBron James. That makes me super powerful in the marketing world. No, it doesn't, because LeBron will only sit down with me for certain reasons. If I don't have money, he's not going to sit down with me for the reason I want him to sit down with me for. So, having the relationships with the C-level executives of the Fortune 500 company is the key to the marketing business.
Absolutely. And no, that's great advice. And I love the LeBron because he's my favorite basketball player, actually. So
I was born in the same hospital. I'm a big LeBron fan as well.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Dave, for your time, and have a great rest of your week.
Great question, Juan. Take care. All right. The maniacal, the maniac, the super inspired, the Deej. What's up?
By the way, thank you for saying that. That was great. I love the intro. I mean, that's how egotistical I am. Can you imagine that?
I love that background too, man. I have one that was similar to that. That's awesome.
It's fake. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. And so I have a window over there. That wall is so it's but I always tell people that it's fake because I don't want to think and that actually goes to my question today. And my by the way, I had a meeting with Sterling Planet. Yeah, Bobby Griggs. Do you know Bobby Griggs?
Of course I know Bobby Griggs.
He ghosted me. We have to talk about that later. Okay, but we'll talk about that. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm working from my house now because I used to be in an office, but with this whole virus situation, and for whatever personal reasons, whatever, I don't like wearing the mask, and so they kicked me out with the rest. So I'm allowed to go back. They say it's okay to go back if I got the shot, which I didn't. But I want to go back. But if I tell them that I got the shot, I don't want to lie. That's my thing. So it's like total, honesty. I'd rather just say I really don't want to answer that question. But again, I don't want to be a jerk, but I ain't going to wear the mask. So what should I do? Or how do I handle that?
This is a matter of prioritization. You have non-negotiables. So your non-negotiables, as I hear them, is 1, I don't want to wear a mask. 2, I don't want to get vaccinated. And 3, I don't want to lie. Correct?
Nailed it.
Those are non-negotiables. The only way to get an opportunity is to ask the people who have the power to let you in, say, here's the situation, not to offend anyone. These are my own personal things. I'm not putting it on you. Right. Is I have 3 non-negotiables. I don't wear masks, I don't get vaccinated, and I don't lie. But I'd really like to do business here or do whatever you need to do. Yeah. What are my options? If they tell you have no options, then
I go home.
You go home. Yeah. If they give you an option, it was an opening for you to utilize that option to facilitate what your objective is. It's that simple. We make too much of it, right? Yeah. Because if it is truly a non-negotiable and it's like, I don't eat fish, for example. I do, but let's say I say that. I'm starving. Somebody brings me a fish. I have a choice to make.
Right.
I can tell them I don't eat fish and I'll remain hungry. Or I can tell them I usually don't eat fish, but it's obviously not a non-negotiable because my choice is now down to whether I live or not. And I'm not prepared to die. So I'll eat the goddamn fish because it seems like I'll go if I live and not eat fish for the rest of the time. I'd rather the fish die than me die, whatever it may be. We make this so hard. If those non-negotiables are non-negotiable, there's nothing to think about other than articulating it to them and giving them an opportunity to help you.
Right. Yeah. And that's kind of how I feel. And I got a nice office here anyhow with my wall.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. All right. So I want those 5 daily practices too. So here's my real.
I'll send the Deej 5 daily practices.
Thank you very, very much. All right. So here's the real thing. By the way, everything is going great. Like when you talk about, personally doing your wants, I don't call them goals anymore. I just call them wants. It's easy enough. I love the whole milestone. Reading it every day, writing it every day, believing it even more so. Yesterday or 2 days ago, out of nowhere, an old terrible investment, something happened, got $30,000. I mean, I'm just like in the spirit of accepting all this, and I'm totally in. I have some family members, extended family members that are not, nephews and things like that I'd love to talk to. I love to help and all that stuff. How do I share what they're not ready to receive yet?
How do I share what we're not ready to receive? Well, first of all, you don't know until you try to give.
Oh, I've been trying, and I get, what you get when you try to tell your children something when they're 9 years old.
Yeah. Look, if they're not ready yet, then accept that they're not ready. You can illuminate that they're not ready and ask them, just like I do with the 3-no rule, when you're ready, I'm here. Right? One of the things, that my dad learned to do late in our relationship when he would tell me things I wasn't ready to hear is, I can recognize you're not ready to hear this and you don't agree with me, but I want you to know that I love you. And when you want, reach out to me because I'd love to talk to you about this when you're ready. I'm not going to bring it up again. Does that sound fair? Yeah, sure. And eventually I'd get what he was talking about. And I'd be able to communicate with him saying, hey, are you still ready to talk to me about this? Yeah, sure. So the only difference in what I do is my dad would never tell me he was proud of me. And so I always make sure I just tell my kids, look, I just want you to know I love you. I'm proud of you. And I'm always here for you. I have your back. If you're not ready to hear what I'm saying, I get it. But when you are, I love you. I'm proud of you. And I always have your back. I'm here. Does that sound fair? And it works.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Hey, and just so you know, so my obstacle that you have totally helped me overcome is, being Jewish. I think we're fed guilt from, it comes with breast milk, actually.
Right. It's a martial art.
Yeah.
we invented it and the Catholics perfected it.
Yes, exactly. So it's just not a part of my life anymore. It's just not an obstacle.
Yeah, it's funny because I never recognized guilt being an ego-based emotion. I've evolved from ego meant to me that you felt like you were superior to others. That was all ego meant to me. Like later into my life. And when I started really understanding the ego and the triggers of the ego, that guilt itself is one of the most separating, interfering things that is inherent in quantum nature of most Jewish people, genetically handed down, like the Torah, Bible, generations and generations. Yeah, and the Catholics too. So
that's right. Everybody's got it. Well, this is great. I missed last week, and I felt
check the replays. Check the replays. Get your money's worth.
I do it.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
DJ. Take care.
All right, man.
Right on. All right, the lovely LG, not a telephone, but a lovely woman. Here she is, Lisa G.
Hey guys! Oh my God, I'm always so happy to be here. I'm sitting here writing notes because I love the constant reminder about what do you like about it, what don't you like about it, wouldn't help if I. And then, as I remember from our previous conversations, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to go forward with this? And so I love this group and everybody here. I'm so excited. And what I have decided is I need to add levels of monetization to my business. So the ultimate goal is to get high-level executive clients on LinkedIn. And while I'm doing that, I've decided to jump into for a lack of a better word, isogenics and multi-level marketing, and doing a 30-day challenge. So I'm going to do a challenge on June 21st, and I wanted to get your feedback on good ways to fill it.
Yeah, in person, on the phone, via email and media, asking people, hey, do you know anyone that can help me? I'm trying to fill this group.
In person, on the phone.
Email.
Okay.
And media, traditional and social media. And asking people, do you know anyone that can help me? I'm going to have this group. Would love for you or anyone you know to come.
Okay. I'm going to be doing the Bounce Back Better Challenge.
Tell everyone in the group.
Everyone, bounce back better.
Bounce
June
Back
21st.
Better Challenge. Where can they go?
Can I pop a link in Facebook?
Yeah, please do.
I'll pop a link in Facebook. It's on my website.
If you know anyone that can help Lisa, please reach out. And I will help as well. And we'll try to fill in person, on the phone, via email.
That's so helpful. And
good company.
Last week I did get to go on TV a few times, so I'm excited about that. And I wanted to have the challenge on my website, so there was a place to send people. So one of them hasn't been aired yet.
Yeah, they're big donors of Unstoppable Foundation, which I'm the chairman of. So the founders' kids.
Isogenics?
Yeah.
They're awesome. Do you know Ellen Bradley Gannis, one of the founders?
Sounds familiar to me. I'm trying to think.
She's like taking me under her wing, and I'm grateful for that. We're both part of the Mental Wellness Society, and she's been at it for 20 years. She's one of the founding members.
That's awesome. All right.
Thank you,
Thank you, LG. I'll see you soon. My girl, Laura. What's up, girl?
What's up? How are you?
You got like the coolest shirts. You go from badass to
Gem. Gem in the holograms. I don't know. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
I'm 80s. I'm 80s with my Loliana.
Yeah, Loliana. All right, Loliana, what do you got for us?
I won't tell you my middle name. That being said, you probably can figure it out. So, about how did it go with the boundaries last night? With because when you mentioned that, right, about your daughter coming home with her friends and all of that, and you're like, I need to set some boundaries. Boundaries is something that I'm learning.
Yeah, no, it didn't go. It did not go well. I explained earlier, I tried to articulate the 3 things I needed them to do, and they got defensive and hurt, and I had to stay there quietly and keep on saying, I'll try this again when you guys calm down. And I sat there, and finally, though, we got our point across, and everybody is appreciative and happy now, but it took a while. You know what? When people aren't ready to hear, or they don't want to hear something, they get upset.
Right.
Even my wife, I have to realize that sometimes if I say something, she's going to get defensive. and here's where it gets interesting for me. Only if someone cares a lot about you will it even bother them. So the fact that someone, if I tell my daughter, turn the lights off, and that sets her off into a whole nother world, that's a compliment to me. It's like my kids telling them they hate each other. That's a compliment to me, because they care so much about each other that they actually hate each other. See, if they weren't close and they give a shit what each other thought, it wouldn't bother them. They couldn't hate each other. They would just be like, whatever.
1000%. Because that's how what I'm learning is that when someone says something to you, it's it only hurts if you. Well, I wrote it down. I'm not going to articulate it as well as I thought the other day because I'm on the spot. I'm getting better. That being said, is just that no one can make you feel, as we've spoken about, right, any certain way. That's our choice, how to feel. And so it's when someone says something to you and it hurts you, it's probably because there's some truth to it that you're.
Yeah, that's why one of the greatest questions I've learned as a parent is, instead of trying to factually get into some sort of legal debate or nonsense, I just ask, tell me how you feel. When they get defensive, Tell me how you feel. I want to know, and it totally diffuses the situation. No, don't go through. Don't list out things. Tell me how you feel. I want to know how you feel, and it really allows a whole bunch of healing and understanding of self.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, exactly. Because I don't know. Yeah, we don't know how each other feels unless people tell us. So there was something else, but I feel like I've taken up enough of your time, so I'll be quiet.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow. You're there every day for me. I love you. Thank you.
I love you too.
Bye. I love them. All right. Tim plus Tim equals Tim. All right, buddy. What's going on?
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure which Tim was up first, but yeah,
I was Tim.
Anyways, I just wanted to get your input, a little help on a kind of email pitch I'm getting ready to put together here. I'm creating a foundation, and it's very much in line with what I'm already doing, and using sports to help people, connect people, make a difference, all of that. And so we'll be putting together some events, but at this point, I'm just kind of trying to do sort of a little unofficial fundraiser just among friends and people that are in my circle. And so it's kind of half appeal to the cause and half just calling in a personal favor, just looking to maybe raise at least 5,000 just to cover some basic startup costs and stuff like that. That'll get us going. And I want to keep it as simple as possible, obviously. And I know that's kind of your thing. So I just wanted to get your feedback on how you would approach that. Because I'm not great at asking people for stuff like that.
Well, for me, I always try to start where we started today, which is, hey, tell me what you're doing today within the context of what you're putting on, right? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Would it help you if I did this for you? By the way, do you know anyone who can help me? I'm putting on this event and I'm looking for, $5,000 partner in it or whatever it may be, and then be able to articulate the quantitative value that's greater than what you're asking for, the 5,000. So, step by step, stimulate interest by finding out what they are doing today, transition interest by finding out what they like and don't like about it, share the vision by articulating, and asking, could you help me? I'm looking for this, and being able to articulate by managing and developing that vision, the quantitative value to be greater than the 5,000 you're asking for. Right. And take those as segmented portions of what you're trying to do and practice them. And then once you practice and get confident, ask 100, 1,000, or 10,000 times a day until many people say yes. And then you start saying, I should ask for more.
Right. That's definitely the plan. So
cool.
Thanks, Dave.
If you do put the email, send it to me and I can edit it for you and give you my ideas. Okay?
Okay, that'd be great.
You got it. Cool. Thanks, Tim. All right. The other Tim. Oh, you got to unmute, bro. My brother. There we go. Number one rule of Zoom, I do it half the time.
Yeah, no, we spoke a couple of months ago. I was launching my franchise consulting business.
Yeah.
And I was telling you my mission is to help people that want to be their own boss. Maybe they're not really sure what business they want to go into. But as a franchise consultant, I can kind of show them like the advantages of a franchise business versus starting from scratch. And one of the things I've been targeting is like retired military, retired government workers. You referred me to Ty Lopez, great guy. I look forward to working with him, especially now that he's retiring. I think he'll have more time to help out. But I've been purchasing leads from a lead generation company, and it's been going well. But one of the things that I noticed was that a lot of the people I'm talking to are in their late 40s to early 60s, and they're unemployed. Basically, they're trying to get back into corporate America, and corporate America doesn't want them anymore. So, and they're well-accomplished people. It's not like they're not qualified. It just seems to be the way of the world. So those are the people I really want to help. And I'm trying to figure out what the best way to target them would be. Like if you have any advice on how I could reach those people.
Well, there's several different ways, in person, on the phone, via email and media, especially on whether it's, going to places in person where those people hang out, buying up email lists of people that age, phone numbers, finding those phone numbers or texting people. And then, the easiest is, LinkedIn. So, LinkedIn is a gold mine for that, not only because you can target people that, are transitioning between 40 and 60, people that have interest in starting their own business at 40 to 60, people who have worked within the context of franchising, maybe partnering with franchises, because they have a whole list of people that showed interest that they never were able to close, that you can go back in and as a third party, entice them back into franchising. So if, 90% of the leads a franchise gets are, not closed,
Right.
those are perfect prospects for you to go ahead and, if you can convince them on a franchise, they might go back and engage with them or find another one that is more aligned as they're educated by you with their critical business issues of, finance, credit, down payment, partnership, location, all the different variables that you have to consult to create a better statistical success for them to find the right franchise. So I'm a huge, MLMs, financial services, and franchises, I think are just America's gem of how you can be a millionaire without having anything except for grit.
Yeah, no, I saw your interview on the Playbook with Cristina Russell. That was awesome.
Yeah. So, and I mean, Jeff Fenster is a good guy to talk to. The IFA is a good people to talk to. But LinkedIn is a great, media side of things to do. But look, I'm a big fan now that things are opening up. It's easy to find out where 40 to 60-year-olds hang out. And, so go hang out and say hi. All right.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it, Tim. Thank you. Take care. Last but not least, the mobile marshal himself, Chef Marshall O'Brien. What's going on?
You are awesome with your intros. I'm doing well. I hope you're good as well.
Amazing.
Awesome. I'm amazing too. Two thank yous and then a question. First, thank you for two sessions ago. I asked about how to stay focused, and you talked about exercising your refocus muscle. So I've been working on that. The second thing is thank you for connecting me with Matt, your tech guy. So he gave me some great insights about how to do live streaming, multiple channel stuff. We talked end of last week. My question for you is in your 5 keys to negotiation. Key 2, I get like the 120 rule, and I get like you want to give more value. Where does I'm spacing it, but where's the 120? Like, what does that specifically mean?
Yeah.
120
was created as an example, especially in person, that I did on stage. And to give you the full effect, I used to ask people, does anyone have a $20 bill?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've heard.
And then I would trade a $100 bill for the 20, and nobody would say no. And some people would feel bad. All the different things that happen when you can articulate. And the easiest way to articulate quantitative value greater than what you're asking for is, to give a larger bill than you're asking for.
Yeah. No.
Very simple way. So, but I also want to tie it in to the emotional aspect that not only do we have to articulate the quantitative value of 120, meaning I'm going to provide you $100 and I'm going to ask you for 20 back, but emotionally it has to align with it. So sometimes we may not be cognitive that we're carrying some sort of shortage, void, or obstacle or inefficiency that gets in the way of people believing that we'd actually give the $100 and do it. And so I actually, just like you practice the refocus muscle, I actually practice the feeling. So I envision every morning giving away $100 bills and asking for 20 and reminding, recollecting, and remembering what it feels like to do that. So I can carry that energy when I'm articulating the quantitative value to match the math that I'm giving them or the quantitative factors or independent and dependent variables that are aligned. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, 100%. That's awesome. But thank you. My next question was in key 5, follow the three rules. Never negotiate to the penny. I conceptually get it. Does that just mean like tell me more about that? Like,
yeah. So people that negotiate just because of negotiation.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Like, and this is why I always tell myself, here's the perceived value that I've created for something, for example, I'm selling, right? So the perceived value of something I'm selling is based off of either what somebody else has told me they think it's worth or what I believe it's worth. That's perceived value. Then I have a bottom line. And so what I'm saying is, if somebody says, if I tell you, hey, I'll sell you my phone, and I know this phone has a perceived value of like $800, but I want a new one, so it has a bottom line price of $600, right? And you say to me, I'll give you $700 for it. And I say, how about $750? And you say, how about $725? Right? Don't say, how about $712.50? Right? You already know you're above your bottom line, your perceived value. So don't negotiate to the last penny, right? Don't always be fair. Fairness lasts forever. And don't do business with a dick. So if the guy's being a dick about things, it's not going to end well. So just walk away. Find somebody else to buy.
Got it. Cool. Thank you. I love the practice the emotion, because I do that with other things, and that is I've actually been practicing how it feels to just have like not be stressed out about finances anymore, and just the weight that it pulls off of my shoulders. And I'm going to practice what you just talked about with the 100, with the 120, the feeling of giving. That's awesome. Thank you.
You got it, my friend. Thank you, everyone. All right, we did it. You guys are amazing. Reach out to me if you need me, david@dmeltzer.com, search.dmeltzer.com. If you want to look at videos by particular issues, search.dmeltzer.com is always available. Tomorrow is More Good News Wednesday. Remind yourself that tonight when you do your unwinding routine, especially when you wake up. It is More Good News Wednesday tomorrow. Join me on IG. Join me on office hours. Reach out to me. Most importantly, love yourself. You are healthy, wealthy, worthy. I promise you. Stop interfering with what you already are. And most importantly, team, be kind to your future self. Do good deeds like Matt did with Jeff Marshall, and he's doing for us today by producing this show. Even though he's a Dodger fan and that hat sucks, I love him. Be kind to your future self. Do good deeds. See you guys later. Bye.